Alright, so here's what we got today, what we're doing right now. I got these Bunker Hill, these were on sale for $2.98, 30 mil ammo cans from Harbor Freight. I needed some new ones. I'll show you what I do with them. So on the front of my big text here, I keep these, and I believe these ones might have come from Walmart, honestly, so I'm hoping that these still fit. But instead of fighting, undo my chains, I keep them in here, so if I need 2 chains, I just grab the boxes out and grab my chains, dump them out on the trailer like this, and then they're ready to go. They're not all intertwined with other ones. I've had these for like 5 years, but you can see the bottoms are starting to split out on them, and the seal's not working too good. Even though I put them away wet, they don't look too good, but I check them with the gauge, they're still within spec. Yeah, so keep them right here like this. One chain fits in an ammo can perfect. Latches. And now I don't have to fight to unspaghetti them, so let's go see if it fits in the slot that does. I'm assuming that it's going to. Perfect. Yes. So I keep 4 chains in here. Actually, these 2 don't get used that much, so I think these ones are in better shape. I'm going to clean these out because I have chains in the back of my truck in the toolbox that I want to switch or put into these, so they're not just hanging out in there. So yeah, let's get these switched out. And also, I also have 2 chains that I bought that are like super long. Like I don't ever really need chains that are like 40 feet long. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to stretch out one of the chains that I always use, and I'm going to take the other 2 chains and stretch them out and mark them and cut them down. And then I'm going to keep the parts that I cut off, because if I do need them that long, all you have to do is hook your hook onto the chain and then hook your ratchet to the other end of the chain, and then you can just grab your pocket. So you don't need the chain. The chain, you can have an extension, it doesn't need hooks on either end, and you can still use it. So if I ever do need the longer chain, I can just hook it up that way. So yeah, we are definitely going to do that today too, so because I think this one is kind of longer than the normal chains that I use. Yeah, this is one of the long ones. Yeah, so we'll get this done. And we're gonna get this stretched out here. Super long. So it's just annoying when they're this long and you only need to go like across your trailer through something, and then you have like an extra 7 or 8 feet of chain you got to figure out what to do with. Like I said, I'm not a big rig. I can only move like 5 ton, so I'm not really putting anything on here where I need a giant chain like this. But they were running a deal on Mighty Parts when I bought I bought 2 new ratcheting chain, you know, the ratchets for the chains, and they had a deal with the chains. If you bought like 2 ratchets, you got 2 chains. So I did it, and I didn't realize the chains were as long as they are. I mean, they're good, they're still G70 chains, but still, you just don't need them that long. So yeah, so my wood deck is 25 feet. I think these chains are like 21 feet long, which is crazy. The other one that I use stretch this one out. Alright, I'm going to go grab a marker and I will be right back. Alright, so I got these stretched out. You can see how much longer they are. I actually might buy hooks to throw on these. I'll show you what I use these shorter ones for, but get my marker out. So you're going to want to take that one off and that. So these are the two we're going to go cut off. Then I'll move the hooks down. I just want to show the other part of my toolbox up here. Oh, this is the one I mounted up top. I keep my straps in. But I keep these chains in here. These are actually, I remember they're the next size up as far as thickness goes. These have kind of like a snatch hook on them. They're rated for more weight. You know, they're only like 3 feet long, and what I use these for is if I have to move like a bobcat or like a mini excavator or something like that, instead of using the big chain, I can just go ahead and hook onto the D-rings on it with these, and then have 4 points of contact instead of just 2 chains with two binders. The other thing this works good for is, for some reason, if it has any kind of a movable part on it, like the backhoe or the Mini X, the government thinks that that thing's just going to come flying up in the air and spin around and smash some car, so you have to strap that down as well. And the other thing that these things are great for too is if you need to extend your chain a little bit. So you can just hook onto your other chain and continue on. So that's why I'm not going to throw those away. I'm going to leave those in the box so I have them as chain extensions. But honestly, like when I use my other chain, I got like 2 or 3 feet, which is fine. It can kind of just flop around on the trailer as long as it's not going to hang over the side. But with these, that extra like 3 or 4 feet, it's such a pain in the ass having to wind the thing around the binders or something. So I'm just going to cut them down. And yeah, so I'm going to get that done, or go get that set up, and then I'll be right back with you. Alright, we got the first chain set up there. Safety first, last, and always. I probably should do this somewhere else, but this is where my vise is, so this is where we're going to do it. Got the vault all set up, ready to go. Alright, there's the first one there. Don't try this at home, sending sparks everywhere. We're going to have to stay on fire watch for a little while. I always thought that was a freaking great gig until I had to do it. When I worked for a pool company, we used a lot of torches and stuff. A lot of the older pools, a lot of it was cast iron. And I mean, I got a prevailing wage working at the schools and stuff like that, but it still sucked. Like, you see those like union people that are literally, they are fire watch people, so they have to watch, I don't know, the government figures it out, like, depending on what you're doing, how long somebody has to sit there with a fire extinguisher and watch to make sure a fire doesn't start, just from little embers and stuff. Of course, there's probably... Oh, yeah, let me at least let me get the lid put on the garbage pail here. Yeah, I feel better about that. But I used to have to do it, and it would suck because we get done at like 5 o'clock, and then I have to sit at the school till like 7 on fire watch, and I I thought, oh, awesome, 35 bucks an hour to do that? Yeah, that's the most boringest $70 I ever made in my entire life. So the people that do that for a living, that just sit at jobs, when they're building steel skyscrapers and stuff, and like they literally have people that are fire watch, like that's boring as hell. I don't know how the hell you do that. Like you're a special kind of person. But yeah, so that's my rant for today. All right, there we go. Now I got two smaller chain extensions. So here. Ooh, that's a little warm. Chain number 1 is back in the vise again, and now, oh, this is exciting. I get to use some new pliers that I got from the old Harbor Freight. Let's come over to the toolbox here. Get my new needle nose. Now we ain't cutting nothing. We can take these glasses off of y'all. So let's get the old cotter pins off of this. You know what I want to try? Oh wow, I didn't even think about that. I'm gonna do it right now. Let me see here. Now, I was thinking with the regular needle nose, if they would pick up the edge of a penny. They don't. They don't. But these bad boys, they do. Come on. These do. Gotta love the Snap-on. I was hoping, because it kind of had a similar head, that maybe it would do it, but it don't. But of course, Snap-on can only pick up a nickel. That's a way bigger purchase than the penny. Ha. Yeah. Love those things. And this. Come on. Sometimes these things really like to give you issues. Try and straighten them out here. There we go. All right. How do these hold up? Pretty good. We ain't bent them yet. Good old Harbor Freight, baby. All right. So that's one piece. And like I said, you can still use these. I'm not going to throw them away, because if you need the extra hook or the extra length, all you got to do is just grab onto it, just like you would, like that. And then your binder, you can go ahead and grab onto this and hook the binder to the side of the trailer, to the rub rail, and this is perfectly legal to do. There's nothing wrong with doing this. I mean, I could buy the little, like the little figure 8 where it'd go through here with one of these pins and then the other, yeah, I could mess around, but this will work just fine. So we'll keep this in the toolbox. I'm not just going to throw it away. Yeah, so that's what we're doing with that. Of course, now I took my gloves off. Let's get that sucker in there. Let's get my mechanic's gloves back on. I have a new pair. I need to just switch them out. These are my, it's Sunday. These are my Sunday, my holy pair. Alright, get that sucker in there like that. Spin this around, I don't want to put it in like that. Alright, one. And there's 2. And there you go. All right, now that's one chain shortened. That makes me happy, happy, happy. Oh, this cotter pin is very, looks like whoever did this was trying to get out of there on Friday when they put the chain together. We'll get this old cotter pin straightened out and get it back in there. I do have new ones in the truck somewhere. I should go get them. I just replaced a bunch of them because these little pins, they rust right out in the salt belt. So I go to Lowe's and I buy packs of them. This chain lives in a different toolbox. It doesn't get nearly the amount of weather. The strip in it works pretty good. But where these sit, where the other chains sit in that toolbox on the Big Tex, there's no seal on that whatsoever. So I don't know if you noticed, I had the blue bag that one of my tarps came in when I bought it years ago, and I kind of set that over the top of everything so the water gets in there and kind of drips down on the side of the tarps instead of completely soaking everything, because I used to keep my chain binders open for easier access. Well, let me tell you, that lasted all of maybe a month, and they rusted so bad that they wouldn't work right. So I had to like rip them apart, take them to the wire wheel grinder, grease the hell out of them. So now I keep them closed and lubed up. But now I got them so nice and lubed, I just grab them and spin it like this, and the thing, you know, you gotta keep your head out of the way. But so yeah, I keep them closed now. I've actually almost been thinking about switching to the snap binders. I have a couple of them. I don't really use them, but I tell you what, snap binders just work. So I've been thinking about actually switching to snap binders the next time I buy binders, because they're so much easier. And the nice part about snap binders too, I mean, if anybody's interested, I could make a video on it. I can show you how to lock the chain binder shut, so that what I do, if I have to stay out, I don't really stay out that often. I'm home every night, pretty much. But what I do when I stay at the hotels, just because those tarps aren't cheap and not everybody is, you know, honest. I mean, a lock is only going to keep an honest person honest. But either way, so what I do is I take my strap off my tarps. I put the chain across the tarp. I use my snap binder to snap it down, and then what I do is I wrap the chain around the handle of the binder, and then use a huge padlock to go through the part I wrapped around, and then the part of the chain that's taut, and then you're not lifting that handle up to get at my tarp. So unless you bring some bolt cutters or something, you're not getting that binder undone to get my tarp. So I basically lock my tarps down to the trailer, and it works, mint. I don't know if anybody's tried taking my tarps, but if they walked up to it thinking that they were just gonna throw the snap binder and take them, they were sadly mistaken. So, but all right, so we got the hooks back on the shorter ones here, or the shortened chain, and I guess we'll go get set back up out there, and I'll see you shortly. All right, now that we got those cut out, we got our boxes ready. Let's get our chains put back in here. This is one we cut down. So I do have 2 more chains that I don't use that often. Like I mentioned, that's why this one's like brand new. So I'm going to clean up 2 of the better of the older boxes, because I keep those in a toolbox in the bed of my truck. And I think instead of them being loose back there, I'm going to throw those in these boxes. Alright, so just it's easier to do it when you got 2 two hands here. I'm trying to film it. But that's how I keep my chains. Easier to grab that way. I'm not fighting to rip them apart. I don't have to like drag them out. I just carry it over, dump it out, and yeah, there we go. My binders, I got snap binders up underneath there. Got my edge protectors in here. Yeah, so I'm gonna get two of the old ones cleaned up a little bit and get my other two chains in there, and yeah, so 30 cal plastic $2 Harbor Freight ammo can for more than just ammo.